Okay, we just entered Chodesh Nisan a few minutes ago, and we have Pesach coming. There is so much to say. I want to just take one paragraph from the Haggadah that's relevant to the entire year, the entire history. And this is והיא שעמדה, right? There is a song, so everyone knows what I'm talking about. והיא שעמדה לאבותינו ולנו. I'm sorry the slides are all in Hebrew. I will translate what needed to be translated. And I hope at least you know, even if you could not speak fluently, maybe reading, I hope. Okay. So let's go to this paragraph in the Haggadah. והיא שעמדה לאבותינו ולנו, שלא אחד בלבד עמד עלינו לכלותנו, אלא שבכל דור ודור עומדים עלינו לכלותנו, והקדוש ברוך הוא מצילנו מידם. The meaning of the words, it started with והיא שעמדה. והיא, speaking about some she, he, she. In Hebrew, you know, it's different. The he is the she. So, והיא שעמדה לאבותינו ולנו, there is some she that stand for us, our merit, for our fathers, our forefathers and fathers, and to us. And what they actually speaking about? About the anti-Semitism, which is a phenomena by itself that needs explanation. They hate us since we came on the stage of the history. And every generation there are different reasons why. But every generation they want to eliminate us. They, the anti-Semites. And the fact that we exist, this is the biggest miracle ever. Because there are so many reasons why the Jewish nation should not be exist. And we're still there. We're still here. And the only way to explain this is we have a protector. And this is Hashem. והקדוש ברוך הוא מצילנו מידם. So as I said, every generation or every time there are different reasons why they hate us. Why they hate us today? Because the poor Palestinians in Gaza. But they hated us 80 years ago with no Palestinians in Europe. And 400, 500 years ago in the Inquisition, the hatred is there, the reason changed. I want to show you how 3,000 years ago, almost 2,900 years ago. It's written in the Tanakh. In Sefer Tehillim, David HaMelech just say the thing that's so relevant from the mouth of the anti-Semites for all the generation. But it's written in the Tanakh, in Sefer Tehillim. Perek Pei Gimel, that's what they say. אמרו לכו ונכחידם מגוי. Nakchidem meaning vanish them, make them, eliminate them. Migoy, that there will not be a nation called Israel. Velo yizacher shem Yisrael od. That no one will remember this. They declared it 3,000 years ago. And every generation there is a different one who took on himself to do the job, the dirty job, and all of the nations of the world either stay silent or even applauding them, encouraging them. And they could not do it. They could not do it because of והיא. Now let's go back. והיא שעמדה. Who is והיא? So if you go bigger in the paragraph in the Haggadah, והיא is the promise. The promise. The promise that Hashem promised Avraham Avinu. This is the והיא. The והיא is the promise. What Hashem says in ברית בין הבתרים, in פרק ט"ו, פרשת לך לך, ספר בראשית, Hashem says to Avraham Avinu in advance, we're celebrating Pesach. In Pesach we're praising Hashem, thanking Hashem, thank you Hashem that you took us out of Mitzrayim. Release us from being slaves, tortured slaves in Egypt. we have to ask, how did we get there in the first place? Hashem took us out, but how did we get there? So apparently, the history was that Yosef was missing, and Yaakov didn't know where he, and then he verified, they realized this, then he went to visit him because it was a famine in Eretz Canaan. So we went to Egypt. But I want to show you here that it was a decree many years before Yosef. Hashem says to Avraham Avinu in ברית בין הבתרים, ויאמר לאברהם ידוע תדע כי גר יהיה זרעך בארץ לא להם, ועבדום, ועינו אותם 400 שנה. When Hashem sent Avraham from where he was born not in Eretz Canaan, he was born in Aram Naharaim, and Hashem told him, לך לך מארצך וממולדתך אל הארץ אשר אראך, go, leave this place, go to the special place that I'm going to show you. And he went to Eretz Canaan, and then Hashem told him, ואעשך לגוי גדול. I will make out of you a great nation. And then he commanded him, קום והתהלך בארץ לאורכה ולרוחבה, כי לך אתננה. Go around the country, because this country is going to be yours and your children. And then it says, I promise you to make out of you a great nation, but you have to know that this nation will not develop and established here, even though you are here. Your children going to go to a different place, and this is very funny. Why? Usually, a nation become a nation when they conquer or stay in a certain piece of land, and then later on they become a nation. That's not the case in our case. We have to know. To Egypt went the extended family of Yaakov, 70 people. ו70 נפש ירדו אבותיך מצרימה. From Egypt, we went with a big number, with a nation, 600,000 families, 600,000 families. So where actually we are established? In Egypt. Why? And Hashem says this to Avraham Avinu in advance. Your children, I'm going to make a great nation out of you, but they will be in foreign country. Here it doesn't say Egypt, but it says foreign country, בארץ לא להם, ועבדום, and they will not be free people over there, they will be slaves, ועינו אותם, they will be tortured slaves in this none of them country, foreign country. ועבדום ועינו אותם 400 שנה, וגם את הגוי אשר יעבוד הוא דן אנוכי, and the nation that will be so cruel to them, I will punish them, I will judge them, ואחרי כן יצאו ברכוש גדול. And after all this process, they will come out from Egypt with a great fortune. So where is the והיא שעמדה, the promise? The promise is here. ואחרי כן יצאו. Meaning they will go through horrible time, but they will survive and they will come out from it. So apparently later on we could understand that it's speaking about Egypt, right? But here I want to show you something amazing. In the והיא שעמדה we're saying, והיא שעמדה לאבותינו ולנו. Not just for this generation that were in Egypt, also for us. For us, the Jews in every generation, because he's speaking in והיא שעמדה, שבכל דור ודור עומדים עלינו לכלותנו. והקדוש ברוך הוא מצילנו מידם, הקדוש ברוך הוא saving us from them. So where is this promise here in this section? So he speaks here about Galut Mitzrayim, about the slavery in Egypt, but it says over here, וגם את הגוי אשר יעבוד הוא דן אנוכי. So you know that there is no letter, for sure not a word in the Torah that's extra, right? It could say over here, ואת הגוי אשר יעבוד הוא דן אנוכי. I will punish, the nation will do it. What's the וגם? וגם. So, says the Medrash on this, וגם את הגוי אשר יעבוד הוא דן אנוכי, היה לומר גם, או ו, either, each one of them, או גם את הגוי אשר יעבוד הוא דן אנוכי, או ו. מהי וגם? אלא גם היא מצרים, הוא מצרים, וגם לרבות 4 גלויות. So the וגם come that this promise that אחריכם יצאו, they will get out of it. Even though they will go through very, very hard time, they will go out of it. This is the promise. And it's not just לאבותינו in Egypt, but velanu, for us in every generation. If you compare the history of the Jewish nation to any nation in the world, it's very unusual, very unique. Many nations got conquered by other nations, but they vanished. After 1 or 2 or 3 generations, they mixed up with nothing left from them. We went through the entire world. There were no place in the world, the entire world, that Jews didn't get there in our very long journey in exile, and yet we are alive. We are alive, it doesn't mean like our body. There are Jews in the world today who know that they're Jewish and proud of their Judaism and practicing the Judaism. This is the miracle. Practicing Judaism the way we got the Torah from Har Sinai. This is the miracle. And this is the promise. So what I will try to explain or deal with in the time that we have, why they so bothered by us, the anti-Semites in the world, and how we survive. So we survive because Hashem protects us. So look how far and how old this hatred is during the history. Let's go back to the Haggadah. והיא שעמדה לאבותינו ולנו. He, as we explained the promise, ההבטחה. שלא אחד בלבד עמד עלינו לכלותנו, not only one, אלא שבכל דור ודור, every generation, עומדים עלינו לכלותנו, והקדוש ברוך הוא מצילנו מידם. Every generation, you have to know again, tomorrow morning, there are many, not few, many people around the world who wake up in the morning and they have one thing in their mind: how to kill Jews. It's amazing. I mean, it's unusual, not explained. Now, let's go to the beginning of the beginning. The Haggadah continue. צא ולמד. You want to know? You want to know what I'm talking about? That I'm saying בכל דור ודור? Start from the beginning. צא ולמד מה ביקש לבן הארמי לעשות ליעקב אבינו. לבן. Actually, before Lavan was Esav that tried to kill Yaakov. Remember? יקרבו ימי ולאביו הרגת יעקב אחי? But here he's speaking about the nation. Yaakov was a one person. Lavan, it was after the establishment of the Shvatim. So we have the base of the Jewish nation already. And the Haggadah says that Lavan was worse than Paro. שפרעה לא גזר אלא על הזכרים. ולבן ביקש לעקור את הכל. The decree in Egypt was called הבן היילוד. The baby boys would be thrown to the Nile, would be killed, but not the females. But Lavan says here the Haggadah, ביקש לעקור את הכל, to eliminate everyone. And again, if you think about it, it's crazy. Lavan was the grandfathers of the Shvatim, right? Reuven, Shimon, Levi, Yehuda was his grandchildren. And he wanted to kill them? By the way, where we find this? We find that he has some conflict, business problems with Yaakov. Right? He tried to trick him, fine, it was arguments, and then Yaakov ran away from him. But where we find that Lavan wants to kill them. So, if you remember, when Yaakov ran away from him without telling him that he's leaving, Rachel took the gods of him, the Trafim, right? And Lavan chased after Yaakov. When he chased after Yaakov, he chased over in order to kill him and to eliminate the entire family. Why? Because it was not just a business fraud that his manager just ran away, leaving him the business. It was another crime, and this crime is very severe. They stole his God. Someone who stole God has to be eliminated. And Hashem stopped him on the way, and he told him, Dear Balak, don't dare to think so that you could harm him. אל תדבר, יישמר לך מדבר עם יעקב מטוב עד רע. So Hashem told him, you are not going to be successful. Don't talk to Yaakov, not good and not the opposite of good. Don't. So when he came and he approached Yaakov, he told him, Elohei avichem emesh, last night your God told me that I'm not allowed to harm you. But the Haggadah explained what was in his mind. Bikesh la'akor et hakol. To kill everyone, his children, his grandchildren. And the Haggadah continue and bring proof to this. צא ולמד, מה ביקש לבן הארמי לעשות ליעקב אבינו? שפרעה לא גזר אלא על הזכרים, ולבן ביקש לעקור את הכל. שנאמר, and there is a whole full pasuk about this in ספר דברים, פרשת כי תבוא, ארמי עובד אבי וירד מצרימה ויגר ראשם במתי מעט. What's ארמי עובד אבי? ארמי, it's לבן הארמי, that want to kill אבי and his family. ביקש לעקור את הכל. Why? Why? And before him, Esav, and after them, Paro, and the Babylonians, the Persians, the Greeks, the Romans. Yeah, that was Amalek within Persia. ביקש לעקור את הכל. Why? What is within us that draw fire and hate that they want to kill us? I have to tell you that no one really explained this. I mean, so many books, so many, I don't know, works was about to explain anti-Semitism. They try to analyze the problem. They have no any make sense explanation, because they hated us when we were rich, when we were poor, when we were like this, when we were in all situations, all cases, and this hate is there. It means that there is a deeper reason for this. What is this deeper reason? It's very important to understand it today, because it's still there. And we think, you know why they hate us? Because the poor Palestinians. Not true. The Palestinians were not there 100 years ago, and the hate was there. So even if we will solve, I don't know how, the problem with the Palestinians, they will find another reason. The reason is very interesting and very, very deep. And this is something that we have to learn. So this is the pasuk in פרשת כי תבוא, וענית ואמרת, it's when you bring a bikurim to בית המקדש, וענית ואמרת, ארמי עובד אבי וירד מצרימה. Rashi says, ארמי עובד אבי, מזכיר in the Haggadah, he mentioned חסדי המקום, the chesed that Hashem did with us. ארמי עובד אבי, לבן ביקש לעקור את הכל כשרדף אחרי יעקב. ביקש. He didn't succeed, but he ביקש. He wanted, right? So Rashi explained, ובשביל שחשב לעשות, חשב לו המקום כאילו עשה. Because he thought so, even though he didn't actualize it, it's considered like he did it. Okay. וירד מצרימה, and after he was saved from Lavan, he went to Egypt. And in Egypt, they torture us, they try to kill the babies, etc. So this is the Havtocha. The fact is, we are here. We exist. And again, I will emphasize it again. When we say Am Yisrael Chai, I'm not talking about that there are Jews in the world. There are, unfortunately, many of the Jews that we have today in the world. We're talking about maybe 16 million Jews all over the world. Many of them do not know even that they're Jewish. Other of them do not care that they're Jewish. So they're still Jewish, but the miracle is that within the Jewish people of today, there are Jews who are faithful and loyal to Hashem Yitbarach and run their life, not just, in their thought. Practically, they do not do anything without knowing what the Torah asks us to do and do. This is the miracle of Am Yisrael Chai, because they didn't just wanted to eliminate the physical bodies of the Jews. They tried to convert us, to convince us that the Torah is not relevant anymore, it's old-fashioned, and they didn't succeed. That's a miracle. Am Yisrael Chai. Okay, time to go to this Gemara. This is an amazing Gemara, and this is the real explanation why they hate us. In the beginning, you'll be surprised, but I'll explain this. This is the only reason. This is the real reason. It's a Gemara in Masechet Shabbat b'daf Peitet. The Gemara says the following. Rav Chizda v'Rabba Brei de Ravuna de'amre tarvayu. It's in Aramaic. I'll translate it. Rav Chizda v'Rabba Brei de Ravuna de'amre tarvayu. They both says, "My Har Sinai." Why Har Sinai, the mountain that we got the Torah on? Why it's called Har Sinai? My Har Sinai. What the meaning of the word? Har sheyarda sin'a le'ovdei kochavim u'mazalot alav. So if you know Hebrew, Sinai, you write with a sin, with a samech. Sin'a, hate, you write with shin smalit. Sin'a. But it sounds the same. Shin smalit, shin with the dot in the left side, you pronounce it like s. It's like samech. But it's written like shin. So the shin is when the dot in the right side. Okay? Now you have to know something about the 22 letters on the Torah. There are groups in the letters that has in common few sets of letters, either written the same, pronounced the same, or written the same. Let's say we have kaf. Kaf could be with the dagesh, with the dot in the kaf, or without. Without, it's like chaf. With the dagesh, it's kaf. Kaf sounds like kuf. So if you take this set, chaf, kaf, kuf. Same thing with tet and taf. Tet, there you have a taf without dagesh and with the dagesh. With the dagesh, it sounds like taf, like tet and taf, okay? And others. Samech, shin and sin, another set, right? So shin and sin, if the dot in the left side, it sound like samech. So here the Gemara brings the drash, not the pshat, the drash. And the Gemara says the following. Har Sinai has another name, another famous name. There are a few names. Har Sinai has another name, which is Har Chorev. Chorev. So when Hashem gave us the Torah, it doesn't say Chorev. It say, Vayered Hashem al Har Sinai. So why this name was chosen? Because of this. When Hashem gave us the Torah, then the hate from the goyim become crazy. Yarda sin'a le'umot ha'olam. In Matan Torah. So we just saw that the hate was there before by Esav, by Lavan, by Paro, before Matan Torah. But when we got the Torah, when we got the Torah in Har Sinai, then all the nations of the world become part of this group that hate us. Why? Because we got the Torah. Let's explain this, but let's continue. מהי הר סיני? הר שירדה שנאה לעובדי כוכבים ומזלות עליו. והיינו דאמר רבי יוסי ברבי חנינא, 5 שמות יש לו. 5 names to this mountain. מדבר צין, and each one give another aspects of why it's called like that. מדבר צין, מלשון ציווי, שנצטוו ישראל עליו, because the commandment was giving on it. מדבר קדש, שנתקדשו ישראל עליו, קדושה. מדבר קדמות, שניתנה התורה שהיא קדומה, התורה קדמה לעולם. The Torah was before the world. That's why it's called מדבר קדמות. מדבר פרן, שפרו ורבו ישראל עליה. Spiritually, עם ישראל become a nation with a Torah, with a mitzvahs, פרו ורבו עליה מדבר פרן. מדבר סיני, שירדה שנאה לעובדי כוכבים ומזלות עליו. ומה שמו? All those are the nicknames. What's the real name? חורב שמו. And chorev also, it's a very interesting word in Hebrew. Chorev is milashon churba, lachriv, to destroy. Chorev also is a dry place. Chorev, the dry, and it's very, very hot, like in the desert, the Sinai desert, it's very hard. So all of those connected also, and the Gemara bring another opinion that chorev sheyarda churba leumot haolam alav. what happened in Har Sinai. There is an amazing Maharal, very deep Maharal. I will say it first in my words, and we'll see it inside. In order to really understand it, you have to understand what happened from the beginning of the history. Hashem created Adam. When Hashem created Adam, Adam is a combination of a body and a soul, and the soul is something amazing, very, very high level spiritual, the neshama of Adam HaRishon. And even the body of Adam HaRishon was so great because Hashem made it himself. It says that Galgal Akevo, the heel of Adam, the bottom of the body of Adam, was brighter than the sun. Makheh Galgal Chama. After the sin, Adam diminished tremendously. He lost his spiritual level and the physical level because the body before was not supposed to die. And then after the sin, there is death. So it was a tremendous diminishing in the level of Adam. To this lower level, he brought the world his children. And all the people after the sin was born to the lower level of Adam, even though the potential was there, but the potential never reached after the sin. Of course, they have a chance to regain it, but they wasted the time. 10 דורות מאדם ועד נוח, וכולם היו מכניסים והולכים. They stayed in the lower level and even make it worse. 10 דורות מנוח ועד אברהם, וכולם היו מכניסים והולכים. They go down, down, down. Until Avraham. Avraham was born to this very lower level, and he decided to verify the truth. He found it, and he went for it, risking his life. And Hashem told him, listen, you are the first one after 20 generations who wants to do what's right. You have to know it's not a mission for one person. It's a mission for a nation, and I'm going to make this nation out of you. But you have to first disconnect from where you are. Lech lecha me'aretzecha u'mimoledetcha u'mibet avicha. Go to this. There are certain places in the world, and you have to understand, again, many people do not know it. What's so special about the land of Israel? What's so special? It's another land. What's so special? Only one thing. Hashem chose to dwell there. כי בחר השם בציון איבה למושב לו. The master of the universe, the one who created the entire universe. And we know today, and probably we know only a little for what it is, we know today how huge and amazing the universe is. So Hashem, the creator of all of this, decided to dwell in very certain place. Planet Earth, Eretz Israel, Yerushalayim. That's what makes this place special. That's it. And Hashem says to Avraham Avinu, you go for the truth. The truth has a chance to grow and spread from this very place. So go there. But he told him, it's not a mission for one person, it's a mission for a nation. I'll make this nation out of you. Then he told him, but you know what? Your nation will be slave tortured in different place. What for? Because they have to purify themselves from the contamination that happened by Chet Adam HaRishon. And therefore the Torah was given only to us. לא ניתנה תורה אלא ליוצאי מצרים. The Torah was not given to Avram, to Yitzchak, to Yaakov, but to the people who went through the torture in Egypt and went out of it. And this is the רכוש גדול. ואחרי כן יצאו ברכוש גדול. You know what's the רכוש גדול? What's the big fortune? Regaining the level of Adam HaRishon that Adam lost. We gained. This is the big fortune. When it happened, actually, after Yetziat Mitzrayim, we went to Har Sinai. Har Sinai, Hashem gave us the Torah how to function in the world that was destroyed by Chet Adam HaRishon, and therefore, that's another deep thing. Adam HaRishon was put in Gan Eden, the Garden of Eden. Because of the sin, he's chased out of it. And he could not go back. Not him, not his children. The closest place to Gan Eden in the world, I'm talking about the spiritual level of Gan Eden, the closest place is Eretz Israel, is Yerushalayim. Because Hashem is dwelling there the same way he was dwelling in Gan Eden. Because Hashem talked with Adam in Gan Eden. Mitalech bagan leruach hayom. But since the Chet, we have no access to Gan Eden when the neshama is in the body. Therefore, the neshama goes to Gan Eden after it's separated the body, because the body has in it Zohamat HaNachash. And when Bnei Israel went to Har Sinai, Paska Zohamatam. The impact, the negative impact of the sin of Adam Rishon stopped from them. Explain the Maharal. This is so essential and so deep. Explain the Maharal the following. When we, as a nation, stand on Har Sinai and got the Torah, what happened? We regain the potential of Adam. The potential. We regain it. The nations of the world, as you know, you heard probably the Midrashim, that Hashem offered them the Torah, they refused to take it. They was very comfortable where they are. They do not want the Torah. You know what happened there? Then the entire world started to hate us. Why? Because before Matan Torah, all the people in the world were in the same spiritual level, the lowest. When you have some group that get out of it and got to the real level of Adam, what that makes the others? Not fully Adam. Is that a good reason for jealousy and hate? This is it. This is it. That's why when we gain the Torah, when we stand on Har Sinai, yarda sin'a le'umot ha'olam, because until we got the Torah, we was like them. Now, we are the real Tzurat Adam. We are the real Tzelem Elokim. That makes them way less. Now, I will say, because I'm an Israeli, I'm not afraid to say it. Even though it's not polite, it's not nice, but you know Israelis, they're not polite, they're not nice. Saying straight what... I'll quote a Gemara that many Rabbanim will never quote it. But I will. I'm saying the things from the name of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai in the Talmud. It's related to something, I will not go to the details. It's like to Tum'at Met. After a person passed away, there is impurity. Metu avi avot hatumah. So, discussion around this thing, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai says that only Jew who passed away, his body causing tumah to others. But if a goy die, no tumah. Why? It says in the pasuk, Adam ki yamut be'ohel. Kol haba el ha'ohel, Adam. Right? Animal who died, it's not causing a tumah. Right? We eat chicken, dead chicken, right? And dead meat. It's not causing a tumah. But human being, Adam ki yamut be'ohel, it's caused the worst tumah. Says Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, only Jews. And he quoted a pasuk in Yechezkel. In Yechezkel, HaKadosh Baruch Hu talked to the Jewish nation, and there is a parallel to a shepherd with the tzon, with the sheep, with sheep-like, okay. It says, Hashem says to us, Ve'aten tzoni tzon mar'iti Adam atem. You are my tzon, Adam atem. Says Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, atem קרויים Adam, ואין אומות העולם קרויים Adam. Wow. Wow. Well, they're not human? You cannot say that, right? It's not just not polite. It seems like, I don't know. But this is the reason. And let me explain it even better. What is Adam? Says in the Torah, when Hashem created Adam, ויצר השם אלוקים את האדם עפר מן האדמה, ויפח באפיו נשמת חיים. So what's Adam? Is a combination of a body and a soul. Every human being, and here we're talking about Adam HaRishon, he was the father of all human beings, right? Every human being has a body and a soul. But if you have a soul, but you do not know what is this, You know how many people in the world do not know that they have a soul? They do not know. And even though we heard that there is such a thing, they have no clue what is it and how to operate it. So if you have something and you do not know about it, or you know but you do not know how to relate to it, you just ignore it. Just ignore it. How do we know how to operate the full system, the body and the soul? Because of the Torah. The Torah and the mitzvot. Mitzvot are tzevet, the chibur, it's team, the body of the soul. So we got the instructions how to operate the full thing called Adam, body and soul. Therefore, we are Kluim Adam because we could actualize the body and the soul. But the Goyim never got it. So they have no clue how to do it. They made up religions. They agree that the only nation of the world who spoke with God, Hashem spoke with us, not with them. So they have ideas. They are stories that one person said, yeah, I know how to operate the spiritual system. But no one could prove it. And they do it wrong, because there is one way, and this is the Torah way. Meaning the entire spiritual ideas in the world are not really touching or actualizing the neshama. If so, they're living half life. They're living physical life, not spiritual, because they do not know how. Therefore, hem no kluim adam. Now, this is the depth of what this Gemara says. If everyone do not know about the spiritual dimension and how to operate it, everyone equal. There is no reason for jealousy, no reason for hate. But when one person, even one, stand and show this is the way to be human being, it makes all the other half human being or not human being, and that a cause of jealousy and that the cause of hatred. This is it. Let's see it in the word of the Maharal. The Maharal relate to this Gemara and he said, הר סיני שממנו ירדה שנאה לאומות העולם. באור זה, כי נתינת התורה לישראל, the fact that Hashem gave us the Torah, מעלה עליונה למקבלים. It's a very high level for those who get it, and we explain why. Because it's relate how to operate to highest level, which is the neshama, the soul. So give us this מעלה, this high level. וכאשר זכו ישראל למעלה הזאת שקיבלו התורה האלוקית, והאומות שאינם ראויים למעלה הזאת, אין ספק כי יקבלו על ידי זה ריחוק ושנאה. Because they could not be in this level. They do not want it, they refuse to get it. So that's the cause of the jealousy and the hate. שכיוון שניתנה התורה והיה סדר המציאות נותן שתהיה התורה שהיא סדר אלוהים בעולם, מי שלא נמצא בו דבר זה, מרוחק מן השם יתברך. Hashem gave us instructions that only the creator of the soul, of the neshama, knows and could give the instructions of how to operate it. And we got it and they didn't. מפני זה, ההר הזה, the place that Hashem gave us the Torah in the world, which is הר סיני, מפני זה ההר הזה, ששם קיבלו את התורה, גורם הטוב למי שקיבל את התורה, והפך זה, the opposite of it, לאלו שאין להם תורה. This is the reason of anti-Semitism, the real reason. Therefore, they're making up reasons. Non-proportion, you know how many people, look what, there are in the world now at least 2 big wars, probably more. But Russia and Ukraine, and what's happening in Israel, right? The nations of the world, meaning the United Nation, do not relate to the crimes that the Russians do to the Ukrainian and vice versa. They do not. It's not interested in. It's interested in what happened in the poor potential baby Palestinian that's going to be a terrorist in another few years. That bothers the entire nations of the world. It's so hypocrite. It doesn't make any sense. But they do it. The reason is different. Because again, even if you will solve the problem with Gaza, they will find another reason. So what is the real reason? This is the real reason. And we have to know it. Because when you try to deal with anti-Semitism, you have to understand the problem. You have to know the enemy. You have to know where they're coming from. And if you know it, I think, first of all, you will be very, very proud to be Jewish. Not just stamp pride. You are, we're saying that every day, but we do not really mean what we say, or we do not have time to think about it. ברוך אלוקינו, ברוך אתה השם אלוקינו מלך העולם אשר בחר בנו, he chose us from all the nations and he gave us the Torah. So, if you understand this, that's why HaKadosh Baruch Hu matzilenu miyadam. Because why he should save us? Because we represent him. And we all said in Ma'amad Har Sinai, Na'aseh v'nishma, and when we said this, we obligated ourselves as a nation to do it. When we said this, then the entire nation said it. V'ya'anu kol ha'am yachdav was not a position of even one person. Everyone agreed. And we meant it. Later on, during the history, we were in exile. People was brainwashed, and they went away from their Yiddishkeit, from their Torah, but deep down, all of us are this nation, and about this we're saying, Am Yisrael Chai. And therefore, Hashem protecting us. Because we are his representatives in the world, we are the representatives of the truth, of real Tzurat Adam. So when you say והיא שעמדה, this year, you know what he is the promise. And the promise relates not just to Egypt, but וגם את כל המלכויות כולם. There is another place, aside from the Agada, that you could be mechaven on this. We're saying it every day, every Shabbat, every time that we take the Torah from Aron HaKodesh. We're saying this, ויהי בנשוא אהרון, ויאמר משה, קומה השם ויפוצו אויביך וינוסו משנאיך מפניך, right? Who are the hatred of Hashem? He, וינוסו אויביך. He has enemies. Hashem has enemies. And Hashem has people that hate him. And about this pasuk says that they should go away. Says Rashi, ויפוצו אויביך וינוסו משנאיך מפניך, משנאיך אלו שונאי ישראל. שכל השונא את ישראל, שונא את מי שאמר והיה העולם. That's why they hate us. Because they hate him. Because the Torah will limited their desire to do whatever they want. See, look at Christians. It's very interesting. The real religious Christians will praise us as the chosen people, right? Chosen people. We are the chosen people, so how come you murdered us? In the Inquisition, in the anti-Semitism for the last 2,000 years. We are the chosen people. They agree that when their parents, before Christianity is 2,000 years, when Hashem gave us the Torah, it was 3,300 years ago. They agree, all the Christians, all of them, agreed that their parents of parents or parents at the time when we got the Torah were pagans. And if they're religious Christians, they know that they were wrong. Their parents at the time, they were wrong. They agree that the only nation in the world that Hashem himself talked to them, the Christians agree, are us. Therefore, we are the chosen people. So if we're the chosen people, why you hate us so much? And you have to know, anti-Semitism was fueled by Christians in the last 2,000 years and caused so many Jews to be murdered. So it's a contradiction. I'll tell you why. They took from the Torah the 10 Commandments, right? Every Christian is all about the 10 Commandments. I mentioned that before, it's so funny. For every Christian, 10 Commandments. Once I had a conversation with a friendly conversation. It was on the airplane. I didn't mean, someone sit next to me and end up, he was a priest, and he asked me what I'm doing. I told him I'm teaching Jewish philosophy. He said, wow, very interesting. So probably Bible and things. Yeah, I told him yes. He said, okay, me too. We have a lot in common. Okay, I didn't want to say we do not have anything in common. But I don't, you know what? Let me use the opportunity. I want to verify this with someone who knows about your religion, Christianity. Probably you are the person. 10 Commandments. He said, yeah, what about the 10 Commandments? I told him, listen, I have problem to understand how Christians adopt the 10 Commandments. 10, right? Could you explain to me the first one? אנוכי השם אלוקיך אשר הוצאתיך מארץ מצרים מבית עבדים. How it's related to any Christian? You were in Egypt? God took you out of Egypt? So it's not belong to you. What are you talking about that Christianity has 10 commandments? There's no 10. You were not, never was in Egypt. So in the good case, you have 9. In the good case, you have 9. But even 9 you do not have. Go to the next one. What's the next one? לא יהיה לך אלוהים אחרים על פניי, לא תעשה לך פסל. Don't do statues. Go to your church to see if it's full of statues. Right? Statue this. Go to Rome. Full of statues. So you do not have even the second. So what are you talking about? How do you have 10 commandments? So it's a bunch of nonsense. The amazing thing that billions of people during the history believe in this nonsense. And they think, yeah, 10 commandments. What's the problem? So what they will adopt? The moral one. Don't kill, don't steal, what, etc., right? Yeah. You could take even more. Shabbos, right? זכור את יום השבת לקדשו. Not זכור Sunday, זכור Shabbat. So they twist everything, but they take the moral one. And they agree that we gave the set of morals to the world, and they adopt it. So what's the problem with this? My example is the best student in the class. Who loves him? The teachers. Who hate them? Their friends. Why? Because he set a standard. If he could, you also could. So in a way, they admire him that he's the good one, he's always getting the best marks, he's the best student. They admire him, but they know that his success is a problem for them. So it's mixed feelings. So we are the best student. We brought the world, Hashem, through us, brought the world the moral of don't steal, don't kill, the things from the 10 commandments that they adopt, and the entire Torah. ואהבת לרעך כמוך, whatever. So in a way, wow, you are the lucky one that got it. But you know what? It's obligated me. I could not steal now. I could not do other stuff that the Torah says. I know that's the moral, but it's limited me. When it's limited me, I hate it. And I hate you. So again, it comes together. Says Rashi, אויביך ושונאיך, they hate him because he put limits on their wants to do whatever they want. They do it through hating עם ישראל. שכל השונא את ישראל שונא את מי שאמר והיה העולם. And this is it. And now, בעזרת השם, this year when we say והיא שעמדה, we'll appreciate it even more. והיא שעמדה שהקדוש ברוך הוא מצילנו מידם. And in order for him, now, again, מצילנו מידם, unfortunately, you heard about the tragedies of what's happening today, what happened in the Holocaust. Of course, Am Israel as a nation exists, but we're suffering so much from them, from this hatred. In order for us to be all protected, that will be no one Jew that will get harmed, we have as a nation, not as individual, as a nation, to be loyal to Hashem. And that's not the case, unfortunately, today. Many Jews are not wicked, but they are not in the business. They are not in it. They do not know about it. They do not care about it. That's why if we will do, it says in the Gemara, בשעה שישראל עושים רצונו של מקום, if the Jews, as a nation, will do what Hashem wants, אין אומה ולשון יכולה לנגוע בהם. No one in the world could harm one Jew. That's why when we heard about any Jew in the world that got hurt, killed, or something else by non-Jew, we all feel uncomfortable. We all identify. We all feel brothers and sisters. But we do not understand why. I mean, this phenomenon is only within the Jewish nation. And no other nation in the world that hear that one of their nation got killed, that will be suffering and mourning on it like us. Because we have an expectation that Jews should be protected. From where the expectation? From the fact that we are the nation of God. And he is supposed to protect us. But he told us, I will protect you, you my children. But you have to be loyal to me. And all the problems comes when we are the son of Hashem and we're going away. It doesn't matter if because we know or not. Of course, if you do it b'mezid, when you know and you... But that's not the case of many, many Jews in the world. This is the thing behind the scenes. And what we have to do is to be mitchazek, be more strong, being ourselves loyal to Hashem, and bring in a nice way, we cannot force anyone, all our brothers and sisters to understand the mission and the meaning of being Jewish. By learning Torah, practicing Torah, and then Be'ezrat Hashem, Hashem will give us the ultimate redemption bimhera b'yamenu, in our time and days. Thank you very much. That was the shiur that we could give now. 2 weeks before והיא, שעמדה, we're going to say it in Leil HaSeder. And Be'ezrat Hashem, it will be meaningful, more meaningful. Thank you.